I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. It. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Thing sucks.
We welcome you in. It's another edition of the Daily Puck Drop, your daily sports podcast here on PuckSports.com. We welcome you inside the Limback Lumber Studios. Contractors, they're going to take care of you. Even if you're not a contractor, you're just a do-it-yourselfer. You want, do a project yourself at home and want to build a deck. Doesn't matter. They're going to take care of you there at Limback Lumber. Give them a call, 206-782-3487, or visit them online at limbacklumber.com. Coming up on the show today, few minutes, as always, we are joined on Thursdays. Mike Garafolo of the NFL Network. We'll get the very latest what's going on in the NFL. Trade deadline is happening in about 5 days from now. So are the Seahawks in on anyone? Trey Hendrickson, Max Crosby. We'll get an update on Julian Love and also an update on the Washington Commanders. The Seahawks playing them on Sunday night. Update there on Jayden Daniels. We know the situation with Terry McLaurin. He is out for the game. Also, we're going to give you 5 minutes of Divish. I pulled about 5 minutes from yesterday's show with Ryan Divish as we wrapped up the baseball season and just talking about what the offseason is in store, payroll questions, also questions about Josh Naylor and what other areas would they turn to in free agency. So we'll give you 5 minutes of Divish, and then he's back on Thursdays. It's another edition of KJ-Arent's Live with one Mitch Levy from the Mitch Unfiltered podcast fame. And a reminder on KJ-Arent, we play the entire show live during the Daily Puck Drop, but once the show is over and we podcast it up on YouTube and all podcast platforms, you just get a little snippet of it to watch and listen to the full KJ-Arents after the live show. You've got to go and become a Puck's Posse member at PuckSports.com. Just $5 a month. That's all it costs you. I mean, it's a cup of coffee once a month. Or if you are already a Mitch Unfiltered patron, you can sign up, or you could just access it there as well. So we got that. And of course, we'll wrap up with, Hey, What the Puck? A great video from last night's World Series game. No, and it's not Sydney Sweeney, but we could watch more videos and pictures of her if she wants to come to every single game. That would be great. And more honors for Cal Raleigh. Some of the headlines today in the world of sports. More honors for him. He was named the Player of the Year, Major League Baseball's Player Choice Awards. This goes on top of him being named the Player of the Year by Sporting News. We talked about this a few weeks ago, or maybe it was just last week. I'm getting them all confused. It's ridiculous that the MVP is not announced till November 13th. Just stupid. I mean, announce it now. You've got the whole world is watching baseball right now. The whole attention of the sport should be on that sport right now, baseball. Announce it now. But it's looking good for Cal Raleigh in terms of, I didn't look back at like what the history is of those awards. Then is it a precursor to the MVP award? But I don't know. He's won the, I guess, two major ones that have come out so far, voted on by his peers. So I would assume he's got a pretty good shot at the MVP. Julian Love, you see in the news, setback with a hamstring injury. Likely not going to play this week against Washington. Is not going to practice, so you're not going to see him for a while. Got even Mike McDonald, they've thrown out there the IR. He lands on the IR, then he's out for 4 games. So that news is not good there on Julian Love. And kind of been a weird year for Seattle. They've been kind of snake bitten, or have they not, with their secondary, is that they get all these guys and then they play a few games. They play great together, and it's been a very good defense, but they can't get all these guys together at the same time. Also, just want to point out, Old Crimson Cougars podcast is out. We recap the Toledo win, thoughts on Jimmy Rogers, how he's building the team, and a preview of Oregon State. That is out right now. Also, great podcasts and great shows from this week, including John Canzano from Tuesday. It was fabulous. We talked a little college football, just the craziness of the sport. There's another great, we'll play it later, but the video of the LSU governor, just phenomenal. Absolutely. First of all, him telling the AD at LSU, he's not going to pick the next coach, and then the accent. Can't get over the accent. But then we spent about 20 minutes on the whole gambling aspect, what's happening in the NBA, what's happening in Portland with Chauncey Billups. Great stuff there from John. Rob Staton on the state of the Seahawks and what could be there for the trade deadline. And, of course, Ryan Divish from yesterday. But, Thursdays mean we get to sit down with what would no doubt, the best-looking man of all NFL media, the one and only Mike Garafolo from the NFL Network. His weekly appearance, boy, we don't pay him enough. Brought to you by Hartley and Hartley Insurance, your trusted family-owned insurance experts in the Puget Sound area since 1978. Honesty, fairness, integrity. Contact Jamie Hartley at 253-565-8700. He's not playing golf right now. It's too cold. Also, Zogs on Fox Island. Perfect spot to grab a cold beer, hang out with friends, catch all the games. Zogs on Fox Island. How are you? You working on something? You got something you brewing? Huh?
I was just
checking some news.
No, I was checking to see what's the latest on my timeline, and scrolled through the live feed of the show. So I saw myself scrolling. So it's like
you look good.
Inception moment,
Yeah. Throw the hat. You got a hat on the back there. Throw that hat on. Let's see how you look in the hat.
This is Halloween the other day. Halloween party.
Yeah.
So
what'd you go as? Some gangster?
Yeah.
That's way not to really play into the stereotype, Mike.
Well, I try to go as the closest things to me as possible, and I've dressed up twice in the last 30 years. And I went as Tony Parker one time, and a gangster this time. But my wife's not big on instructions and like reading details and stuff like that. So my daughter's birthday party was Saturday, and one of the other couples that was going to the party was like, I just read the invitation. Like, how are we gonna? I didn't even read. I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, there's a theme. So I said, what theme? She goes, oh, you're supposed to come as like your favorite holiday or holiday character with a slasher vibe. So like a, Santa Claus with a machete or something like that.
Sure. I like that.
And I was like, it's 4 hours to the party. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And so thankfully, because I didn't see the invite, it was just sent to my wife. So thankfully, my buddy was standing nearby. He's like, don't worry about it. You guys are good. You guys are Columbus Day. And I was like, yes, great call. And so we walked into the party and we're not dressed with the theme, and people were like, oh, hey, how you doing? And it's like, oh yeah, we're Columbus Day. Oh, that's awesome. So like we just backed our way into it basically.
Wait, that's fantastic. I'll send you a picture of it. I'm going as like a 1970s like /80s like coach, gym instructor / football coach. I got the really short bike shorts.
Yeah.
I've got the beautiful like collar t-shirt, but with that big collar and the socks. Yeah, it's going to be great. God, it's going to be good. I'm going to be in full in character, just yelling at people.
Whistle,
big dipping, just, spewing out.
Dipping.
Yeah, just yelling at everyone. Telling them, give me some up downs. A lot of insensitive things, a lot of non-PC things to say.
Well, can't fire yourself. I mean,
that's right. You can't.
Probably won't.
You can't fire yourself. All right. Let's get to some football. We'll get to Thursday night. We'll get to all that. We'll get a thought or two on the Seahawks. Let's just start with the trade deadline. It's 5 days away. We've talked about it last few weeks. Is there been any rumors, potentially big deals on the horizon? Any shockers? Anything that would happen that NFL fans would be like, oh my God, I can't believe they did that?
No, and you don't really see that this time of year. Like those trades are the ones that happen in March, which honestly, Myles Garrett gave the Browns an opening to do it. And I don't know why at the time, I didn't know why they didn't do it. I don't know why they didn't do it now looking back, because he's a great player and you'd be trading him away, and that's great or not great. But like, you're just not in position to contend right now.
Right.
And you had a great draft class. Imagine if you had a great draft class with, 2 more first-round picks with which to operate. You could be looking at the Browns like, man, they're loaded and ready to go for the next 5 to 7 years. So they're not going to trade him now. The Eagles aren't going to trade A.J. Brown from everything I've been – if A.J. Brown gets traded, I'm shutting down all my social media accounts because
there's been a lot of smoke on that one.
Well,
hasn't there?
Yes and no, right? Like it's still not great there. If you're trading him, you have to you're basically saying his leaving is so much better than everything he could possibly bring to the table as a player in our locker room. And that's a big step for the Eagles to take. So I understand it's uncomfortable. I understand it's this relationship between he and Jalen. between him and Jalen isn't great. But they could say, look, it wasn't great last year and we won the Super Bowl, right? Like we're okay with the uncomfortability of the situation because that's just kind of how it's been and how it's going to be. That being said, I do believe that in the offseason, I just don't see how A.J. Brown comes back for 2026. Like at that point, he's another year older. How much more of this can we possibly do? I've also said this. There's no point at which you go, well, man, like they got to this point, like we got to continue going forward because they're the defending Super Bowl champions. And anything short of winning another Super Bowl is not quite getting to that point. So, and even if they do, it's like, all right, we're kind of where we were a year before. So I just don't see that one happening. Trey Hendrickson, who you're not going to sleep until Trey Hendrickson gets traded.
I want a Hendrickson, Crosby, one of them. I mean, come on, just give
Crosby,
me one of them.
forget about it.
Well,
Trey, forget about it.
Okay, before we go to Hendrickson and Crosby in a second, and you've been adamant about that. You don't think either will be traded here for the last few weeks. We've talked about it. Go back to Garrett for a second. Why would he? You see this in other sports. I mean, you've seen it in football. Why doesn't he just go to them, demand a trade? Like what?
He did. And then what happened?
He folded like a cheap 10. Can he be more forceful about it? Like
he should have. He should have. Listen. I still don't know what that was about. It couldn't possibly have been about you would have gotten that contract anyway. And I don't know why. Like it's not like, oh, we're gonna ask for a trade and that'll really get him. Like ask for a trade and carry it through. I mean, if he's I don't know if he's talked this week or said anything, but if he's not happy with the situation he's in, that's his own fault because he should have just stuck to his guns. So, it feels weird. 5 sacks, wasn't even the defensive player of the week, which I know the NFL likes to give it to players that won their game, which is going to be a problem for Myles Garrett because they're not going to win many games. But it just feels like a waste for both sides right now.
It is a waste. You're wasting just one of the best, if not the best, defensive players in the league, and he's just on a team where, like he can't impact anything. I mean, he can have the game like he had, and then they can't win.
After he signed the contract and basically folded on the trade request, he did an interview with in-house, I believe, with Andrew Siciliano with the Browns, and he smirked when he was asked who the quarterback's going to be, and he was kind of like, "Oh yeah," and it's like, who Flacco, Pickett, like who would have made you smirk at that point where you're like, oh, now they got me to come back and come off my trade request. So
I see the vision now. See the future there of the Cleveland Browns. All right, so he's not going anywhere. You don't think Hendrickson or Crosby? No way.
I don't see it. I mean, maybe the Bengals lose this week and they go, that's it, waving the white flag. I don't know. But to this point, everything's been communicated to us is that he's not going anywhere.
Is he healthy?
No, he's hurt. He's got a hip deal that he's battling through.
Like how bad is it?
Bad enough. Like it's not like he's faking it. I mean, he's coming off the field. He got sort of cheap shot. A lot of people feel like it was a cheap shot. The blindside block or whatever it was last week. It's a thing. It's there. And it's nothing that's going to stop him from playing week in and week out because that's just kind of the guy that he is. And he'll be an interesting case study this offseason with regard to aging pass rushers and where he is at this point in his career.
All right, so you think it will be a quiet day on Tuesday?
No, I think there'll be action, but to me, I think the biggest splash possible right now might be the Jets. Breece Hall, certainly a guy that keeps posting stuff on social media, which makes people think a deal is imminent. He's got to go somewhere where a deal's possible. It seems like for he and the Jets just hasn't really been a point at which they've gotten anything close to an agreement or an understanding of where he is financially. So he could be on the move. That'd be a sizable one. That'd be a nice one. That'd be a fun one. Quinnen Williams is another guy there. I had somebody ask me about Sauce Gardner. I'm like, there's just no way. Come on, stop. Just cut that out. So you'll see some guys on the move. And like Michael Carter getting traded to the Eagles is like, all right, whatever. Like he was going to be inactive for the Jets. That's a big contract, though. A guy who, was paid as a top slot type guy and helps them with their flexibility on the back end of their defense. So you might get like some of those. Logan Wilson's another guy that got paid that's asked for a trade. So you might get a few of those.
What about our guy Reek Woolen? What's the latest?
Yeah, it's kind of gone quiet, hasn't it? Right?
Yeah, I haven't heard much.
Huh?
You haven't heard much. His name being rumored it's kind of been on the back burner, it feels like.
Yeah, keep asking about it, and I kind of get like the hands thrown up, like, well, we'll see. Like, teams have called, and they don't want to seem like they don't want to just give them away. So I got to see what happens between now and Tuesday on that one.
What the Titans have traded, they've made it known that they want to move on from players, that they're open for business. Obviously, there's a few guys, I think Simmons and Ward, that are going to move on. But what about Kevin Zeitler? I mean, obviously, a position out here that the Seahawks could upgrade would be right guard with Anthony Bradford. Christian Haynes is coming back; he can start playing. But again, if Haynes hasn't been able to beat him out, there's just a hole and a gap there. What do you think about that fit, and what are the odds of Tennessee moving on from him? I mean, you don't see a lot of guard trades, offensive lineman trades, but
no, but I thought there would be. I think there's a lot of teams that have needs there, and there's some guys like Wyatt Teller's in the last year of his deal with the Browns, really good player, and I haven't heard boo on that one. It doesn't sound like he's going anywhere. So, and they have been nowhere on a contract extension with him. So, it seems like a relatively quiet market. Tennessee at that point, I mean, he's not in your future plans, and you've got to figure some stuff out there in Tennessee. To me, I would entertain Jeffrey Simmons offers just because, again, between him and Quinnen Williams, like the teams that would love to be able to pry some of these guys away would be willing to pay. But they've been adamant about how, and even I go back to Quinnen. There is a price at which I think the Jets move. I don't know what it is, but I just got the sense that like, no, unless you blow us away type thing.
All right. What about what's the injury situation for Jayden Daniels on Sunday? I think I just saw, or it came out yesterday, McLaurin's out. But what about Daniels? Is he? You think he's good to go Sunday night against Seattle?
Seems like he is in line to play here for the Commanders. Which Marcus Mariota's okay, decent, but it just, you saw like that team should have won that game against the Chiefs. Right. The way that it started, the way that Kansas City was giving them opportunities to build a 14-0 type lead, and they just didn't do it, and they coughed it up, and they didn't convert on a fourth down early on. I was really, really watching that game going, they came to play. Like Dan Quinn had them ready to go, and then they just didn't make the critical plays at the critical times. So I'm watching them like, okay, this is a Marcus Mariota just can't lead you to victory the same way that Jayden Daniels can type game. So yeah, he's looking like he's in line to play. You still wonder about this kind of stuff. He's had a knee, now a hamstring. There's no way this stuff is fully healed. That's kind of the way it happens. Like you don't fully heal till after the season when you're dealing with this kind of stuff. So let's keep an eye on it, but he's in line to play for sure.
What's crazy is that, obviously Bobby Wagner's on the other side of the field. I think he played every snap last week. I marvel that this guy's still playing.
Yeah.
Still playing in the league, still playing at a pretty high level. I mean, obviously his game has probably decreased a little bit, but God, when you're his age, that many years in the league, you played every single snap a week ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, there's always this special wing of the Hall of Fame for Hall of Famers. I'm curious, I'm just saying, we call it the special wing. Like we say, like Tom Brady and Walter Payton are in the special wing of the Hall of Fame. Like they're the elite of the elite.
You think Bobby's in that wing?
No, I'm wondering. You start looking at, he's number 6 all time in tackles. He's going to pass Ray Lewis if he plays another year.
He's a Hall of Famer, but you just said another guy that's in the special wing. Like
I know. Well, I don't know if is he in a special wing? Did he go down as the greatest? I mean, would he ever be in the conversation as the greatest linebacker ever? I mean, probably no.
Greatest ever?
Yeah.
No.
Just throwing it out there. Hey, don't yell. Don't mock me.
I'm not mocking you. I thought you meant special wing as in like. Yeah. Maybe there'll be some like a time before he's in where you go like, oh, he's in the waiting area.
Like the elite. No, like the elite of the elite.
No, I don't think he goes there. But he's fantastic, and he's the plays that he's making now are and that's the way you got to be late in your career. It's like you've got to be in the right spot because you can't get there as quickly as you used to get there. So that's really some of the plays that he's making. You saw it against the Chiefs. The one pass that he got his hand on the other night was being in the right place at the right time. So that's how it's like a pitcher, like Jamie Moyer, whom
look at you.
Well, he was a Philly, right? So I figure we'll bridge the worlds here. Yeah. But by the time there were nights where, and we had not a joke, but like when it was 5-0 in the first inning because he wasn't locating, and he was just throwing 81-mile-an-hour fastballs right down the chute. Like, I wouldn't even get to the game, and I'd get a text. Batting practice has started. I'd be like, oh, great. All right. So one of those nights. And then the next night the next start, you'd expect it. And he'd come out, and all of a sudden he's throwing 7 scoreless or whatever it is, because you got to be able to locate it. Like, it's that kind of time in his career for Bobby Wagner. I'd say his fastball is probably faster than Jamie's at this point. But, yeah, I mean, it's all credit to him. And listen, even if he doesn't play after this year and that's it, like, he's helped set the standard for what Dan Quinn and the Commanders want there in Washington.
I mean, he will go down. I think there's at least for Seattle, he might go down as the most decorated Seattle Seahawks player of all time.
All right. Well, if you're talking about the Seahawks,
I think that one probably for sure, but I'm just curious in the conversations what he would go down as. I mean, we would consider what Singletary. It's the Urlacher, Singletary,
Ray Lewis. Yeah.
Okay.
Dick Butkus.
What's Urlacher's numbers?
I keep naming Bears here.
I know. I just feel like it's just it's like a Chicago Bears award. I'm looking up. I want to look up Urlacher's numbers. I want to see where he was.
His numbers are going to be fantastic.
I know they are. I'm just
and also don't forget the fact that he could just sprint down the middle of that Tampa 2 defense.
Well, Bobby Wagner's got better. Was more decorated, more Pro Bowls. More All-Pros. More All-Pros. He had 6 All-Pros, and Urlacher's got 4.
How many years has Bobby played now?
This is.
I mean, that's impressive in and of itself. I'm not knocking that.
Hold on. I just wrote it down somewhere. 14 years. Urlacher played 13. Give me Wagner over Urlacher. Urlacher's out. This is everyone in the national media falling in love with the Bears. He's out. He's out, and he's out because he tried and listen, you know what? You should be against Urlacher too. You want to know why?
Because he's bald and then he got hair.
He didn't embrace it. He went the route of a chia pet, and that's not right. I don't like it. I lose respect for that.
Yeah. I listen. The other thing is, I wonder. Oh crap! Hold on. I'm the wrong thing here. I also wonder. I got to go back and look at those All Pros, because how many was Ray Lewis stealing from Brian Urlacher, right? I guess who else would? So let's pick a year. 2007 All-Pro team.
Well, Ray Lewis played 17 years, 7 first-team All-Pros. Again, Wagner had 6, 12 Pro Bowls. Again, I don't know if we want to use Pro Bowls or not, but Wagner had 10. Yeah. He was the Defensive Player of the Year twice, though. So
why can't I find
right?
Why are there no linebackers? Lofa Tatupu in 2007.
I love Lofa Tatupu. You know what Lofa's up to now, right?
No, but I can't wait to hear.
Cannabis. Big into cannabis farming and the whole thing. Just all of it.
Al Wilson, Bart Scott in 2006. Oh. What the hell was Urlacher?
Telling you right now. Number 6 all time in tackles. Gonna move on up. I think we're gonna revisit.
Wait, hold on. Am I looking at the wrong teams? Urlacher was All-Pro in first team in 2005. 2006. It doesn't split this by first and second team. This is a goofy ass. Man. Okay, there's Urlacher there. Reference. Yeah, I can't track this. Sorry.
Bobby Wagner.
This is like Francesa when he was on. He would count the games. Let's see how many games he won in 1970. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Do you like him by himself? Do you like Francesco by himself, or does he need? He needs Mad Dog, doesn't he? Or no?
It's 2 different shows, and both are excellent.
So you like him by himself? Okay.
When Mike was by himself at WFAN after Dog left. I mean, you got to remember after Dog left, it was like Mike was, and Dog went to Sirius and kind of sort of disappeared, and Mike was like, hey, that's still the show. And then Mike retired, and then he came back. A little bit of luster comes off when you do that. Like I know it's tough, but like when you retire, you got to retire. Yeah. And now Dog's like, now all of a sudden he's taking off again.
He's everywhere. Sirius, ESPN, he's everywhere.
And he's must-watch TV. Like I don't even watch the show, but when I see the clips, it's like I eat it up. I got to stop and watch.
I watch the clip. I watch the clip when the one thing on Fridays when he's yelling into the camera.
Yeah.
That's what I watch. And then the fact that ESPN lets him. I mean, whatever, just lets him tell the world how many gummies he has the weekend. Jesus, good Lord. I do enjoy him. All right. Can you talk to somebody at the network? Do you have Goodell's cell phone number? Could you call Roger Goodell if you wanted to right now?
What do you want? What do you need?
I want the Chiefs game. Can we flex the Chiefs Bills game into prime time? Can it take over the Cowboys Cardinals game on Monday night?
This Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little late, buddy.
Well, can't you call them and say it's Thursday. Flex it out.
No, you gotta give the fans a heads up on that when you sort of get it's a week and a half or whatever it is.
Fans, screw the fans. No one cares about the fans.
Right. Well, you know who cares about the fans? John Mara. John Mara's the only one that's come out when we talk about this flex scheduling. Oh. And when they came out with flexing Sunday into Monday, John was he's like, we screwed the fans so many ways already with like flexing during the day of the game, let alone moving it to a different day. He was the one trying to defend the fans. He lost because it was 31-1.
Yeah.
But he lost.
If you were to call Goodell right now and ask him what the punishment's going to be for the Ravens, what is it going to be?
He wouldn't tell me, but I can tell you. It's got to be draft pick punishment. Yeah. It has to be. And I didn't love John Harbaugh coming out. Well, that's a media relations thing. Dude, come on, man. Stop. Like,
I missed that. He threw his media relations team under the bus.
It's the media relations and the training staff. I've got nothing to do with it.
Jesus.
Oh, my.
That's terrible.
Right? Like, I took a tour with Sean Payton one time when the Saints rebuilt their facility. And it was Steve Smith and he gave us a tour, and he was like, well, this is where we wanted to put the lighting here to make sure that like everything, a coach to that level, everything in the building is under their jurisdiction. You're going to tell me the injury report isn't?
Yeah. He knows what he was doing. Wanted to, and again, I don't think it was anything nefarious with gambling. But I know on the heels of the NBA thing, I understood why people were drawn to that, but it was just about playing gamesmanship with the Bears.
Sure. Okay. John Harbaugh was on the competition committee. He knows all about the rules up and down. Yeah. He knew. Yeah.
So a draft pick and a fine, or just a draft pick?
Oh, I think it'll be both. Yeah. And I don't know what round pick we're talking about. I mean, can't be late day 3. It's got to be somewhere in the middle. So,
okay.
Send a message in large part because of what's happening around the NFL, right? So
have we seen, hey, and again, you work for the league, so I'm not asking you to come out and be like, hey, yeah,
really?
There's this problem, that problem, and everything. Have they, I would assume the red flag has been raised, what's happened to the NBA with inside the NFL headquarters. You haven't heard much. You haven't heard anything. Like has there been a scandal? There's been no prop bet scandals, anything like that with the NFL, has there?
No, the only thing you've had is guys betting on the NFL but not on their own teams. Calvin Ridley.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Ridley, he got popped. That's right. I forgot about him.
Yeah, he was suspended for a year because he was in Florida.
Right.
And he was betting on, I don't think he was with the Falcons at the time.
Yeah. That's right.
I don't know. Either he didn't bet Falcons games or he didn't bet against the Falcons or something like that. So
I think he was betting on the league, but not betting on them.
Maybe. Yeah. But they had everything. He opened it under his name. He opened it under his name. It's not like he was hiding. He just didn't know the rules. And ignorance is no excuse, as Goodell has said before on a number of things.
It's hard though. I mean, I get the lines are extremely blurred, but again,
the lines are on our screen. Literally, the betting lines are on our.
I know. I laughed when they were talking about the story last week on ESPN, and then they took off the ESPN bets.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know if that was a coincidence or whatever, but yeah.
Oh, that was All right, most important question. The girls are going as
K-pop Demon Huntrix. You know about that?
No. What do they call? What? Who?
And this is the ultimate test for how old are your kids. Because as soon as I say it, you either know it or you don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was a Netflix animated movie, I believe, during the summer. K-pop Demon Hunters. They're
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah, they're K-pop stars. Don't listen to the songs. Okay. Don't do it. Because if you do, they're not going to get out of your head. Okay.
Yeah, well, I still have Frozen in my head. So.
Yeah, and how hard that was to get out. These ones there's Golden. I don't know the names of them, but we've listened to Golden over and over and over.
Okay, we've taken them out tomorrow. We're walking around the neighborhood.
Yeah, God, she's ready to go.
Okay.
No, she. Well, we're in this apartment now, which we're coming down the home stretch finally.
Okay.
As I'm on with you, I got a text from my wife that the closets and cabinets are being installed next week, which is good. So we'll go to our house. It won't be usable, but we're going to sit on the because our street gets very busy during Halloween. Where we are with the apartment, like we live where we live now is in the back part of Hoboken, and for years, we'd be in the apartment and my wife bought a whole thing of candy one year and she got one kid to come to the door in the apartment building. And it was like the most depressing thing. She's like, I had one little cowboy. I gave him, I've got all this candy left. I said, take it to work. So then we moved to a different, like a half a mile this way. And all of a sudden it was a mob scene. And we're like, oh, we're out of candy. What? I had no idea that just a couple of blocks away, Hoboken Halloween was absolutely bananas. They do this ragamuffin parade every year down Washington Street, down the main street, where all the kids line up and they just do a 6-block parade. Basically, they go bananas for Halloween in this town. So
number one dad candy tax for you will be tomorrow.
Butterfinger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Butterfinger is excellent. Twix not far behind it. And everything else. We did a whole thing today about Good and Plenty and candy corn, about how that's like the last two things that are going to be left in a bag of candy.
Every year.
I don't mind.
No one wants candy corn. No one wants.
We talking about on Good Morning Football. It's basically more of a decoration than it is a candy.
Yeah, it's nostalgia, so people throw it in there. All right, we'll let you go. Thank you, sir. Happy Halloween to the family. I celebrate. I love it. Tomorrow's the best.
You got it, Coach.
See you, dude. There he is, Mike Garafolo, NFL Network, all brought to you by Hartley and Hartley Insurance and Zogs on Fox Island. Joins us every week to talk all things NFL. Does not expect Max Crosby to be dealt, Hendrickson to be dealt. And Reek Woolen's kind of been slow. If you're just joining, he's kind of slow back burner there on Reek Woolen. All right, KJ-Arent is coming up here momentarily in a few minutes from now. Before we talk to Mitch Levy from the Mitch Unfiltered podcast and our live edition of KJ-Arent, I'm going to give you 5 minutes, 5 minutes of Divish Light from yesterday's show with Ryan Divish, Inside Pitch, of course, beat reporter for the Seattle Times. His weekly appearance brought to you by Chalet Bowl. We talk about the offseason for the Mariners, payroll, Josh Naylor, how much will they spend? Will they spend enough? We covered it yesterday, 40-plus minutes. We pulled out 5 minutes of it here for you. Ryan Divish, Inside Pitch from yesterday.
These people are parsing everything that Jerry DiPoto said at the time.
But I want to get back. I want to get to the hard numbers here, because what he said there was 166 million is where they ended this year. He said that's in the ballpark, or a starting point. To be fair, a starting point of where they want to be again next season. Yeah. With the potential to boost during the season at the trade deadline. Okay, but if they're where are they at roughly right now? 125 committed to next year, 130?
Yeah, so Jude did the numbers. It's like roughly 32 million that they have.
Okay, so 32 million. Well, if you get Naylor, and let's just, we've gone back and forth, is it 20 million a year? It's somewhere between 15 and 20 million that he's going to get. Yeah. Let's just, God, it's all gone.
Yeah.
If he takes up most of it, let's say you bring Polanco back. I don't know what you tell me. What's Polanco?
Probably the Garber contract, 2 years, 24.
Okay, so that's 12. So then you got two moves and it's kind of gone. Unless you now then you're gonna tell me, hey, they're gonna listen to doing something with the Rosarina. They're gonna listen to something with Luis Castillo. I mean, it doesn't seem like this. Again, and I don't know why they do this. I don't know why he came out there and said this is the budget, but whatever, he did. So now this is going to be held over them all offseason now. Is this number that they've already put out there? They've already governed themselves, at least what he said on paper. So, but if that is the number, that is not a lot of money.
No, I mean, I figured it between 30 and 35 million. Bump it up a little bit, but. And they want to leave themselves some working capital to have at the deadline the way they added this year. And that's the one thing, is they can always add money if they decide to. I think it's a weird way to work, though, is you don't invest too much and then you want to invest a bunch at the deadline.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about 2/3 of the season's already done by the deadline.
And therein lies the rub and problem with that philosophy. What he said, we want to be around 166, and then with the potential to increase it at the deadline. Well, one, you've got to be good at the deadline. Number two, you have to have things fall into place. Let's be real and let's be real honest here. They were fucking lucky this year. Lucky that Arizona fell off. If Arizona doesn't fall off, there's no Josh Naylor. There's no Suarez.
No.
There's no AL West. Like,
you're trading for lesser players at that point. Then again, like, think about this. They offered Carlos Santana, like, I don't know what it was, 2-year contract. And he turned him down. And then Santana was DFA'd by midseason. That's probably who they would have picked up. Justin Turner was the guy they looked at for DH. He was not a great player this year either.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like let's say they just, for, what do they say? You said they finished at 166. So let's just say they set it at 170. And that's still not the highest it's ever been, because the end of 2018, I think it was 175 maybe.
It's still middle of the pack.
Yeah. Like, they can say that. I mean, and I think part of the reason why they do that is to sort of set an expectation level. So these people are out there saying, well, they need to sign Bregman, Naylor, this, that. Like, here's where they're at. This is, and so, like, you don't set the idea that, oh, we're going to go get all these guys. Now, said you could free up money to do that, or maybe the opportunity comes up where it's like, okay, we can get all these guys that we want. Say there's 3 guys they want: Naylor, Polanco, maybe a reliever, and it's going to put you over the 170 by like $5 million. So you're at 175 or whatever. That gives them a wiggle room. It's not like they can't go over it. It's not like they get hit by a electroshock if they go over the budget. But like, setting it to some level does set an expectation level for a lot of people, the fans, including agents and players. Does it back them into a corner? Not necessarily, because even if they didn't say it publicly, privately, it would leak out anyways. I mean, in years past, when they never gave us a number, we would still find, I still found out the number from other sources, like, they might not publicly say it, but people in the organization or people outside the organization would just simply call me and say, hey, here's what the Mariners' budget is, because this is what they're telling us, and this is where they're at. Usually it was an agent talking with them and could kind of gauge where they're at, or, hearing from other people. And so, I mean, I think there is some transparency in all of that. I think if you're a fan, you can be mad about the idea that it's only going to be 175. They bump it up to 200 million. They went over what they earned last year.
Again, that's from Divish yesterday's show, Inside Pitch with Ryan Divish, Seattle Times, brought to you by Chalet Bowl. 40+ minutes of it. It's available wherever you get your podcast right now. It's up on YouTube. It's free for everyone. We did not put it behind the Pucks Posse page. Our season recap there with Divish, talking about the payroll, what they're going to spend, what we think they're going to spend, who they're going to target, future of Josh Naylor. We covered it all there with Ryan Divish from yesterday. All right, he's back. It's another edition of KJ-Arent's Live here with Mitch Levy, of course, host of the Mitch Unfiltered podcast. The entire show airs during the live daily puck drop, but once the show concludes, the only way to catch KJ-Arent is to join Puck's Posse at PuckSports.com or to become a patron at MitchUnfiltered.com. He is one of our favorite guests that we have on every single week. Hello, Mitchie. How are you?
Did you change the studio or the back? Did you do something? What'd you do? Did you change the angle? There's something going on.
There's nothing going on. It's all. Why are you? Does this sound like you're in a echoey hallway?
Am I not right? I've had nothing but problems today.
Yeah, my guess is you're on the computer microphone, not the actual microphone.
Shit. Hold on. Let me just see here.
Is that any better? 1, 2, 3.
There we go. There we go.
Is that better?
Did it. Yes.
I did it?
You did it.
Kelly
Look at you.
I'm channeling my inner Kelly Lichtenwald.
No one knows who Kelly Lichtenwald is.
You know who Kelly Lichtenwald is.
I know who Kelly Lichtenwald is. He was the best. He was the best guys in the business. There we go. You sound much better.
Well, I've had nothing but problems because for some reason the computer said when I opened up my normal web browser that you couldn't hear me and we couldn't use my camera or my microphone. So I'm on something called Chrome. I don't know what Chrome is, but I'm on it.
Welcome. It's a great place to be on is Chrome. You'll love Chrome. You'll love it forever.
I must say that I'm a little sensitive, might be the word. I got a tweet last week after our show from the car, which I thought was just fabulous. I thought it was fabulous.
I thought it was disrespectful.
I thought it was fabulous. In fact, if Garafolo can do it, that's his name, right? Garafolo, then I can do it.
Know his name. You know his name. Don't play that game.
Mike. And then I got something on Twitter that said that I'm not nice enough to you.
Yeah. Well, I didn't say that.
I need to be nicer to you. And I thought, geez, am I not nice to Jason Puckett? So I'm going to be on my best behavior today and be very, very nice. I'm going to make sure at every crossing, I'm very nice to you today.
I think people loved last week's episode. I mean, you just had it all. The look. I mean, being driven around by a chauffeur.
Well,
your aviator sunglasses on, your tan.
To that end.
Good Lord.
To that end, Jason.
Just bougie is what that was.
I thought I looked fabulous.
You did. You went very, very bougie.
To that end, let me just
patrons are doing well for you.
Let me tell you how vain I am. I mean, not that anybody needs me to explain that I'm vain.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna put it in proper terms.
Well,
I thought I looked so good last week in the car. That this true story. This is actually a true story. I thought I looked so fabulous that when I saw your little promos that you pre-planned for the tops of every hour for the rest of my life. Okay.
I got to promote the show.
Well, can you do it at 6 minutes past or does it have to be right at 0:00 every single hour anyway, nobody knows what I'm talking about. Anyway, when I saw the little clip that you were sending out, I kept on saying to myself, God, he looks good. And it dawned on me that one of the reasons that I looked so good.
Oh, don't do it.
No, you don't know where I'm going with this. Was that I was in the car with shades on, but I didn't have the headsets on. I had these on because I was on my phone. And it dawned on me that you don't wear these things.
Oh.
And many of my guests don't wear these things. And maybe I looked better when I had these things in instead of these things in.
I say give it a try. Go to the earbuds.
Well, I have never plugged these into my computer before. And because I'm so vain, and because I've now watched that clip that you sent out about 500,000 times, because I look so good, I decided to pair, I think the word is pair these up to my computer. I did it this morning with the sole purpose of looking fabulous. I almost put the shades on again, looking fabulous for you and your audience. And when I did it successfully. It dawned on me that when I have these in instead of this, I can hear you, but I don't hear me. I don't hear my voice back in the AirPods. I only
because
hear
you're deaf. You're deaf with all the years that you've been on the radio. That's why.
No,
and you've had those things. No, I remember. Do you still have the air traffic controller ones?
I have. Yeah, I put them up as loud as I can. Yeah.
Okay, but do you still have those ones?
Somewhere I have everything.
Why don't you wear those anymore?
Because I don't look so good in them. I think I looked better in these, but now I want to, but it's not the reason. It's not because I'm deaf. It's because I have a mixer and the headsets, these won't be connected to the mixer. Does that make sense to any of you?
People are turning this off.
Oh,
jeez.
No, they're not turning it off because they're marveling at just how great Mitch looks for 78.
I'm
70, I'm 78 years old.
Yeah. What are you, like Steve Poole, the way you age? It's great. Can you just because when you were on the radio, no one ever saw him. I think on one of your shows that people can see. Well, you don't do videos.
I'm not
much, sometimes you send out clips. Bring back those
where
old
they were
headphones.
They were from Radio Shack.
Oh, they're so
and
great.
They were the only headphones that I could wear. Do you know why I wore them?
No.
Because they were and this is going to make sense to you. I wore them because they were the only headsets that didn't I listened to it so loud that all the other headsets fed back into the microphone and you get like a whistle. So I had to go to Radio Shack and get these air traffic controller headsets.
And that's what they look like, folks. The guy that you see when you're pulling up to your gate, that's directing, or gal that's directing the traffic, that's what they look like. And they'd be so loud, and then the next person would go in there and then plug in. If you didn't catch yourself turning the volume down, you'd bust out your eardrum. I think the audience needs to see.
And Terry Ryan still doesn't talk to me because what would happen is you would come in after my show, put your headsets in, and you would blow out your headset, and then he would have nothing but damaged and broken headsets, and it was all because Mitch left the frickin' thing on too loud.
And then he stopped, and then you're asking him, "Hey, Terry, can I get us some new headsets?" And then now you can't get out of a 35-minute conversation that's gone into headsets. The world is crumbling. What are we doing? This person doesn't know what they're doing. No one knows what they're doing. Like, Terry, I gotta go.
And I don't know how you can articulate it. I can't do it to your audience. Headsets at a radio station, there's something very sensitive. Radio stations are sensitive about too many headsets breaking. It's just, I don't know how to even execute the conversation.
Well, they're sensitive about them breaking, but sensitive of like, did someone take my headsets? Where are my headphones? Who went in and took my headphones? Where are they at? I put them right here at my desk. Where are my headphones at? Can I borrow your headphones? No, you cannot borrow my headphones. I am not allowing you to borrow.
What do you have in your ear?
I wear these they're like what you see on TV.
Oh.
So they like wrap around your ear, Like
do you hear yourself too in those?
Yeah, they're good. They're great. They're Bose, the best ones ever.
Oh.
Yeah, Bose.
I think I would look really good with those.
How many times did you watch that clip of yourself?
I just thought back to my Syracuse days where they called me the George Hamilton of Syracuse.
You do got a little George Hamilton in you.
No one in your audience even remembers who George Hamilton is or knows who George.
He was still with us.
Oh, I think so.
Barbara Streisand? Yes. No. Was he married to her?
No. That's Josh. That's Brolin.
That's Brolin. That's right.
No. George Hamilton was perennially tan, and I went to school in upstate New York where nobody was tan. Everybody was pasty white, and I'd walk right in there, glowing.
All the girls swooning. Just
I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. What I said is they called me the George Hamilton of Syracuse, of upstate New York.
Yeah, you do. You got a little Hamilton vibe to you. I thought of you last night.
You did?
Yeah. As I'm not like Mookie Betts. Did you see when the guy I loved Mookie Betts' response to that. Hey, when your head hits the pillow tonight, you're gonna be thinking of Shohei Ohtani. He's like, no, man, I don't think of guys when I'm gonna bet. That was the best response ever to a question.
By the way,
oh God, I laughed so hard.
Does anybody besides you and me look more at the people in this?
I'm obsessed with Mary Hart because I'm obsessed with her because every time I watch, not just the World Series, every time I watch any Dodgers games, she's always there. And she's never on her phone.
Never on her phone.
Never eating anything, never drinking anything, just staying stoic.
Was it last night she had the baseball in her hands?
Well, I think that has to be her father, right? He's been sitting next to her.
No, that's her husband.
Really? He's really old.
Oh, well, she's not.
Well, how old is she now?
Anymore. He's much older than her. It's the same guy she's been married to forever. And yes,
he got hit.
Well,
the ball hit him.
She didn't give a shit. She got the ball. She was like, whatever with you, old man.
Why don't you have your glove? You should have brought your glove.
How about Byron Allen? Did you see Byron Allen back?
I saw you commenting on that, and I'll be honest, I didn't know who he was.
You know Byron Allen.
I really honestly didn't know. I had to look him up.
Oh, nobody knows who Byron Allen is. See, I'm showing my age. Byron Allen is such a stooge, but all right. Yeah.
But it's well, that and then the Sydney Sweeney. I mean, Jesus, they could have shown her. I wanted a separate camera on her the entire game. I don't care about the game. Just what does she think? Go send Rosenthal over there to go talk to her. God, then she's eating. I mean, did you see the things where she's eating the hot dog?
Everywhere I turn,
God,
there's nobody in the world that can get away from Sydney Sweeney.
She's there. You know, she a local. You know that, right?
Spokane.
Well, that's kind of local, right? We can claim her, can't we? State.
Yeah, sure you can. Whatever you want.
So I'm thinking last night, and I'm watching a young 22-year-old fireballer go out and pitch yesterday, and I'm watching it develop and not seeing the manager come pull him out when the third time through the fucking lineup comes around.
We not do this.
I thought of him like, wait a minute, where's Schneider? Why isn't he pulling him? He's third time through. He can't possibly pitch the third time through.
Can we not talk about this?
God, he was good.
I'm done.
Man.
Put a
you know the story on that one, right? You know what it came down between. I think you've probably talked to Doyle about this. Maybe Joe, he'll know more about this than you and I. I think it came down between Savage and Sanjay.
Really?
In the draft. Yeah, I think that's the story. Yeah, that they had a high grade on him. They ended up going with.
Yeah, I think I've read this.
With the other one, yeah. With Durangelo.
Because he throws with both arms.
But now doesn't. Yeah, but he doesn't do it anymore.
No, he doesn't do it anymore. I can't get over. Is it as painful for everybody else to watch the World Series as it is for me?
No, it's not. It's not for me.
Really.
I'm kind of over everyone. I'm too emotional to watch it. Like, okay,
I am just sick.
Come on.
I'm sick. When your team gets this close, this is like, and I think I've told you this. This is like when you're rooting for your team in the NCAA tournament and they lose like on a Thursday in the Sweet 16, and then you're forced to watch the Elite Eight on Saturday with the other team that just beat you playing for the right to go to the Final Four. It's painful for me to watch. Painful.
Yeah, you see how close they were and what could they have done against the Dodgers? I don't know. I mean, the Blue Jays are playing great right now. I mean, they just are, and they've got. Seems like they got an answer for those guys left and right, and that lineup keeps contributing. They're getting great performance from the starting pitching. Their bullpen has been okay. Why
couldn't George Springer be out of the lineup against us or the Mariners?
No kidding. God. And out because he just swung a bat. That's it. You just out. Yeah, it's I'm a baseball fan. I mean, I know you're a huge baseball fan. I mean, yeah, it sucks to watch. You know, I think initially the first game was hard. And then I'm like, then I'm just going to watch the World Series because it's the World Series. Nothing else is on. I don't want to. What else am I going to watch? I'm plowing through the Murdoch Family series on Hulu. So I'm through that damn thing. So I need something else to watch.
Are you all a buzz about this whole gambling thing and the
I love it.
poker and the insider information and guys getting arrested? Are you all about this? Are you following it very closely?
Yeah, well, but my favorite part of the story,
yes,
it's not Billups in the poker room. Now Ty Lue is tied to it. Apparently, maybe Kevin Garnett's got something that's going on. Obviously, the mob had something over Billups. There's just something there,
right?
No, my favorite part of the whole story is we finally got it. They made it. I've been wishing every teenage boy has been praying forever, especially when they were in middle school, for X-ray glasses. And they fucking have. We've built it. We have it. We've got the technology, Mitch.
Yeah, but we're using it in the wrong manner.
The wrong way. This should be handed out to every 13 and 14-year-old boy in middle school, for God's sakes.
The problem is you'll see bones. You don't.
Are we sure? I'd like to test it out.
You'd like to test it out.
I'm like, when I'm reading the whole story, I'm like, X-ray glasses. Wait a minute. I was told when I was a kid we'd have this and flying cars, and we're not quite yet the flying cars, but we got Waymo, we got self-driving cars. We're getting closer.
I have a question for you if you want a serious question about the gambling thing.
Yeah.
Which I've been trying to come up with an answer for, and I have a deadline of this next show because I want to discuss it with Hotshot Scott, and no one's been able to provide me with an answer, and I'd love to know the answer to this question. As it pertains to Terry Rozier. Now, Terry Rozier, if I'm not mistaken, was found to be tanking his prop bets in like a regular season game in 2023, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
These prop bets where it's so easy just to say, okay, I won't score 22 points tonight. I won't get 8 assists. Wow, sue me. I'm going to come up with the sniffles. I'm going to take myself out of the game, right? So the mob apparently, or somebody got to him, and he was willing to make sure that he was the under in that particular regular season game for points or whatever the prop bet. So that's the story, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here's my question. We've seen this from time to time happen. Jonte Porter. There have been a handful of these guys, especially in the NBA, who have tanked individual performances for prop bets in regular season games before. This is not a news story. But what all of those guys had in common until we got to Terry Rozier was they were all fringe NBA players not making a shitload of money like the stars were making, right? So you could understand it kind of, sort of. All right, here's Terry Rozier. Now explain this to me. Terry Rozier is in the second year at this time in 2023 of a 4-year, $100 million contract. Okay, Terry Rozier in the NBA, we all know, guaranteed every dollar. Terry Rozier's got like $50 to $75 million coming to him over the next 2 or 3 years. If he plays or if he doesn't play, he's got $50 to $75 million coming to him. Okay, here's the question I can't get the answer to. What would motivate him to do this and put at risk $50 to $75 million, his freedom, jail, his reputation? What is it? What exactly was he gain? Unless you tell me somebody was threatening to break his legs, like the movies, like Casino, like Joe Pesci's character put a gun to his head and said, "Hey, if you don't get less than 21 points tonight, you're going to be dead. You're going to be swimming with the fishes tomorrow." Other than that, what's the financial motivation? I understand Jonte Porter, a guy that's in the middle of a 4-year, $100 million. Why? Why is he doing this? What is he gaining from this?
I guess my first response to why he would do it was he involved somehow, some way with them before. And I think this is where it gets to Billups. Like, why is Billups a part of these poker games? Well, because I think they have something over on Billups. Okay, was he betting before? But maybe that's with Rozier too. Maybe they had something earlier with him. I don't know. Maybe he's a degenerate gambler and he just can't stop. And he's got it.
Somebody wrote that he might have a tax problem, that he may have been investigated by the IRS.
Yeah,
maybe he had a tax bill he was evading. I don't know. Maybe he had.
But these guys have so much money. I just think it's like monopoly money to some of them. So then they're just like, well, I'm gonna bet on this. I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna buy that. And I think quickly, despite making all the money that some of them make, you find yourself in some financial position that you're like, fuck, how do I get out of this?
How?
And then he gets involved in gambling somehow, maybe through a friend, family friend. I don't know. And then all of a sudden finds himself down a deep, dark hole with these guys. And they're like, if you don't do this, like what you said, we're going to break your leg. We're going to take out your family. We're going to do something to your family, expose you if you don't do this for us. That's what I think happened to Billups. If you read, like, John Canzano comes on every week and he works in Portland. And
hold on.
One of the best guests we have on every week.
One of. I love the one of.
He thinks if you read, he's read the whole report. Like, I haven't read the report. I've just read, the news stories. That there's like a co-conspirator number 8 also in this report that is giving information to other players and personnel around the league about guys being out of games, and you should bet on these guys because they're not playing tonight. Most people believe, John believes that guy is Chauncey Billups too, as well. He's that guy as well. So, yeah, I know this Tentacles has, I mean, it's going to run, it sounds like pretty far and deep. Everyone's jumping to the conclusion. I know you've seen it. Why is he wearing the Clutch Sports sweatshirt coming out of prison? Everyone thinks he's sending some type of signal to Rich Paul, who's LeBron's agent. Hey, if you don't help me out, I'm going to rat you guys out. So I don't know. It makes me go back, and I keep going back to it. It makes me go back to when Jordan left. And I'm younger, and I'm just like, oh, he left because of his dad. And I would understand that. He wants to go play baseball. And I never back then I would ever believed in that he was suspended for gambling. But I think the way that the NBA, because that's the story that you don't talk about much, is the NBA tried to bury this with Rozier. They tried to do, well, we did our own investigation. We didn't really find anything, and we couldn't really prove it. So now I'm convinced, and that's for Terry Rozier. I mean, a good player, but he's a nobody, not Jordan. So what would they have done for Michael Jordan to protect him in the league?
Oh, anything. It strikes me that it's easy for me to say that if the NBA wanted to, they can't eradicate this problem. It's going to be here for the rest of our lives. There's always going to be gambling controversies no matter what. But it feels very obvious to me that the biggest problem are these prop bets on a nightly basis that are so easy for a player to say, I'm not going to have 7 assists. I'm not. If they just did away with, now maybe you would say DraftKings, I don't know, DraftKings and whoever it is, all these betting sites would say, no, you can't get away with those. You can't do away with the prop bets because that's our heavy duty financial stream. But whatever happened to just betting on a game and an over-under? Why do we have to bet on Tuesday night where the Shohei Ohtani's going to strike out 6.5 guys or 7? I mean, when did it become – it's like pitch by pitch now. I mean, you can literally bet. It's just too much. Just go back to the old days where there was a line on the freaking game. If it's baseball, there was a -1.5 run game. I mean, I like to bet. I bet on occasion. I don't bet a ton. I don't bet a lot of money, but I like to have a little something riding on the game. Sure. I could even tell you a funny story about the 18-inning game in my wager and trying to keep my eyes up and deciding whether I was going to take the offer by DraftKings to settle my bet.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I did for your gambling people out there.
Yeah.
I decided on what day was the 18-inning game? That was
Monday? Yes, or Sunday. Sunday or Monday.
Sunday.
Well, whatever. Just, yeah.
I did a 5-team parlay, a 5-leg parlay with 4 NFL games and the baseball game. Okay. And I'm not a parlay guy, but I do it in a way where I take, it doesn't matter, but I take bets in the parlay that are big odds, like 14-point favorites to win. I do it. I don't do 50-50 bets. I do a parlay that involves teams that are big favorites. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. So I had 5 legs. I might have had a couple college teams and a few pro teams, and I bet huge favorites across the board, and I had the Dodgers as the 5th thing. So I don't know if you're aware of this, but when you bet on DraftKings from a state that you're allowed to, if you hit the first 4, which I did, they offer you out-of-court settlements. They offer, as the 5th thing is going on, they're offering you, and it's changing. They have some sort of an algorithm that says, you want to take $212 right now and call it quits. And it was all and I had the Dodgers. Okay. I had the Dodgers in that game, that 18-inning game, as my fifth leg of the parlay. And I've already hit the other 4. Now you understand this, that if the Dodgers don't win that game, I'm done. I'm out. 0. I get 0. And I've got, I think, $300 coming to me if they win the game. Okay. And so it's going 14, 15, 16, 17. Every time they get a guy on base in the bottom of the inning, DraftKings comes back to me and says, Mitchie, would you take 275?
Take the money.
Take the money now. If Toronto wins, you're out of luck.
Oh.
So this is what happens. It's a true story. So we get to about the 17th inning, and I'm shitting a brick. I want my $300, but it's nobody's scoring. And I don't remember. You probably heard this. I don't know if it was Kenny Rosenthal. I think it was Kenny Rosenthal or one of their guys announces that after this next Dodger pitcher, the Dodgers are going to position players, and they're trying to figure out what position player is going to be the first on the mound.
And you're trying to call DraftKings as fast as you can.
I'm like, the whole time I'm like, no DraftKings, no DraftKings, no DraftKings.
Yes.
And now they announce that they're going to a position player to pitch. And I'm like, okay, DraftKings, I'm up. I'm willing to negotiate. I'm back.
Where's the text? Where's the text?
In the meantime, Puck, you remember the moment where the interpreter comes up to the manager. The Japanese interpreter comes up to the Dodgers manager. I guess that's Dave Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the Yamamoto, whatever, who has already pitched like a day earlier.
Right.
And they're having a conversation about Yamamoto being willing to come in this game. And I don't know what. So now I'm with DraftKings going, hold on. Hold on. I'm not signing yet. I got to hear if this kid's going to pitch 2 days later. I didn't know what to do. So we got to the 17th, 18th inning, and I took the deal.
Oh.
And then I lost. So I took to like 270, 260 instead of 312 or something.
Yeah, still, that's a win. That's a win. Oh, that's a great story. I love that. I'm with you. I don't know why we just get, it's funny because Jim and I talked about that. We're like, it's just as simpler, the lines, money lines, over unders, like, but and he brought up a good point. It's his kids. It's that age. It's that age group of 21 to 30. Probably larger than that now, 40, but it's the younger people. They love the prop bets. They love it. They're obsessed with it. They obsessed with the prop bets because they're more in with it's all fantasy football. They're more into the individual players than the other teams.
Well, you've got to explain to the kids though, how much easier it is to manipulate those. I mean,
yeah, for sure.
I mean, you remember the Boston, you might not remember the famous Boston College point shaving incident in the 1970s. Do you know about that?
Okay, I've seen the little documentary. Yeah.
Okay. When you start talking about throwing a game or a game line, that takes a lot. It's not one guy. I mean, you need to have a couple of 2-3 guys in on the deal. It becomes a lot more elaborate, much more complicated, much less likely to happen. As long as we've got the ability to bet on, Kawhi Leonard rebounds on Wednesday against the Charlotte Hornets, this problem ain't going away.
I would like to. I was just trying to look it up as you were talking, like how much money are these casinos getting off prop bets? I just couldn't find a good figure, but I bet it's got to be massive. Like the massive prop bet in-game betting now. Like, I mean, do you ever do in-game betting? Like, I've never done it.
I'm not sure. Well, I guess I was negotiating with DraftKings in the middle of the game.
In-game betting would be like, just an in-game prop. Like as the game is going on, it's the next pitch. You can bet on what the next pitch is going to be.
Oh shit, no, I've not.
I mean, just all that. Who's going to score the next touchdown? Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I'm with you. They probably got to get rid of that. Hey, can I play you something real quick, and then before you leave, or you got to go?
I don't have to go, but are you? Is this your way of busting me? Is it something?
No, this is not busting your balls. No. I was going to bring this up to you about all these coaches, these salaries, all these guys. We picked the wrong damn profession. I mean, these guys who are just getting fired and then, okay, see you later. Here's $50 million to go away. Like, what the hell? Matt Rule today got a cut. He's terrible at Nebraska. He just got a contract extension.
Oh,
because they were scared he was going to leave to go to Penn State. So his buyout now is $15 million. But
I think the biggest story that's coming, and everybody is kind of talking about it, but not talking about the hook to it.
Okay.
Is Jedd Fisch. Because Jedd Fisch, I think you wanted to play something. Go ahead. I was going to give you.
You go. You want to? Okay. I'll play this. You can tie it back into Jedd Fisch. It has a Husky connection, and I'm sure you've seen this. This is everywhere.
Okay.
This is the Louisiana governor yesterday talking about Scott Woodward, who used to be the AD at Washington.
What a weird guy Scott Woodward was.
There we go.
Go ahead.
I can tell you right now, Scott Woodward is not selecting the next coach. Hell, I'll let Donald Trump select it before I let him do it. I don't know, but the Board of Supervisors is going to come up with a committee, and they're going to go find us a coach. Hold on. One real quick thing on that. Because here's what y'all reporters need to do. Y'all need to start looking at who represents all these people.
Oh, I love it.
Like these agents. You know what's interesting? If I'm not mistaken, Woodward's agent, Kelly's agent, the Texas A&M, they're all the same agent.
I could listen to that guy talk all day long.
All day long.
That guy that thick Louisiana, like Creole accent, wonderful. Yeah, Scott Woodward. He's not going to let the AD pick the next head coach. Nope, you're out. I'm going to pick him. Well, he didn't even say he was going to pick him. Somebody else is going to pick him. All right.
How about Scott Woodward's career? Wasn't he a Texas A? Didn't he hire Jimbo?
Yeah, that was his point. The Jimbo Fisher buyout was $70 million. Now they just got to pay this guy $50 million. It's like why do you have a job? So tell me, these things are out of control, and maybe the bubble will burst. What's the Jedd Fisch angle?
Well, the angle that is, I would think, is obvious that I don't hear people talking about. Well, first of all, there's the Florida gig. And there's the UCLA gig. Let's talk about those two.
Yeah.
The first question I would ask is, does Jedd Fisch's wife want to live in LA? First question. Second question is, how badly would Jedd Fisch like to be the coach of his alma mater, his beloved alma mater, the University of Florida? That's the second question. And the third question is, would University of Florida want Jedd Fisch? Or do they want something sexier, splashier, bigger? Lane Kiffin. They want to rob an SEC school of their coach and bring him to Florida. I mean, how big, how much are they shooting for the stars? And does Jedd Fisch have the panache to be the next Florida coach? My answer to that is probably no. He's not big enough. He's not sexy enough. Even if he goes 9-3, or God forbid goes 10-2 and beats Oregon and maybe even makes a run for the college football playoff at 10-2, who knows? I still think Florida wants something bigger. They want something splashier, right? But here's what Jedd Fisch can say in the room to the athletic director that nobody else, including even Lane Kiffin, can say. What is it?
I can bring you a Heisman Trophy candidate.
I'm bringing with me, if you get me $2 or $3 million for him NIL,
No.
I am bringing with me the front-running, most dynamic, best dual threat quarterback in the nation. I am bringing him day one. He is starting for Florida. You tell me that John Gruden can do that. You tell me that Lane Kiffin can do that. I am bringing the man with me if you get me $2 or $3 million NIL dollars. Now that's
good. It's a good selling point. Yeah,
it's a good one. What I would say to you is, whatever the gap is between the sexy coaches that they want and Jedd Fisch, he narrows that gap by saying DeMond Williams Jr. in the Gators uniform, game one, Heisman Trophy front runner, best dual threat. I think he climbs. I think he bridges a little of the sexiness gap by being able to bring DeMond Williams with him.
Yeah, well, it's certainly not going to do with the glasses and the visor. That's not going to help him out. Actually, it would help them out in Florida. They're bigger than their visors there. Yeah, I would think Florida would be, we want kind of one of our own, but
He is one of their own. Well,
but he doesn't He doesn't sound nor does he look like one of their own.
He's a Florida grad.
I know. Howie Roseman, right? That was his roommate.
Is that true? I don't think I knew that.
GM of the Eagles. Yeah. Wow.
Is that before or after Jedd snuck into the elevator with the O.J. Simpson lawyers?
Yeah. Right. Right. That's a great story. Yeah. That's a good angle. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I would play it, and he should play it if he can convince Damon Williams to follow him. And why wouldn't he if he could get him $3 million or whatever he's making now? So about the same amount of money that we pay you to come on every week. You're one of our best, one of our favorites. And as you know, with another edition of KJ-Arent's in the books, the live edition, the only place to watch or listen to it after the live show is over. Got to sign up to become a Pucks Posse member at PuckSports.com or a patron there at MitchUnfiltered.com. Did I miss anything?
Next week, I'm going to take a shot on, because I think rather than hear myself, I'd like to look better.
Yeah.
So it really comes down to, do I want to look better without these and not hear myself, or do I want to look worse and hear myself? I'm going with these next week. I'm just telling you right now, I'm going with these.
And get the aviators on.
Inside? Aviators on inside?
Yeah, inside.
Okay. All right.
Done. See you, Mitchie. Be well. There he is, Mitch Levy, Mitch Unfiltered podcast. And, of course, he joins us again every single week during the live daily puck drop. And, again, once the live show is over, the KJ-Arent goes away. And the only place to watch or listen to the full KJ-Arent, you sign up to become, again, a Pucks Posse member at PuckSports.com. Or you can access it if you are a patron of Mitch Unfiltered. Go to MitchUnfiltered.com. All right, now time to wrap up the show with Hey What the Puck, brought to you by Restoration One of North Seattle. Your restoration company lets you avoid the stress of water, fire, mold damage with their property restoration services. Locally owned and operated. Make them your first call when these damages affect your residential or commercial property. 206-817-8917. Visit them online at restoration1.com, the North Seattle franchise. All right. You're a father, you're a mother. You like to see your kids do well, don't you? How many videos, mom and dad, have you been taking of your son or daughter throughout the years doing something in sports, losing your mind, right? Well, one of the best videos came out last night during Game 5 of the World Series from the father of Davis Schneider.
Oh no! No way! No way! Ah! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! You gotta be kidding me! You gotta be kidding me! Woo! Woo! Holy Christ! Oh my God!
One of the coolest moments from the baseball postseason is the father there of Davis Schneider, who is like all of us, right? We all can relate to Davis Schneider, of watching our son or daughter do something great in sports or theater or whatever it is. And for him and his family to capture that, to have that moment of just all the sacrifices that those, now adults make as kids, and the sacrifices the parents make as well. Just a really, really cool moment. Social media's got a lot of you go through it lately. It's just a lot of, it's just negativity and just everything is bad. And there's just too much toxicity there on social media, if I can spit that out. But that video last night from Davis Schneider and his family was just great. God, it was awesome. Just a cool moment there for the Schneider family. That's Hey What the Puck, brought to you by Restoration One. Give them a call, 206-817-8917. Visit them at restoration1.com. They're going to take care of any of your problems at your commercial or residential property if you've got any damage to it. Thank you for everyone watching and listening to today's show. The Daily Puck Drop will be up on YouTube later. Hit the like button, leave comments, subscribe. Also, the Daily Puck Drop, you can find it on your favorite audio podcast platforms. Apple, Spotify, does not matter. And you can find everything up at PuckSports.com. When you're there at PuckSports.com, you can sign up to become a Pucks Posse member. It's just $5 a month. You get access to everything that we do, all the free content we give out daily, plus, in addition, all the bonus shows like KJ-Arent with Mitch Levy from today. Any issues with that $5, send me an email, puck@pucksports.com. We'll take care of it. Thank you again for everyone watching. A reminder. Tomorrow's show not live. Watching the daughter compete in the Metro Championship. Speaking of watching your kids perform, I'll shoot a video. I'll send it out. So no live show tomorrow. We're gonna tape it. It will come out tomorrow at 10 a.m. So you'll be able to watch and listen to us. We'll have our regular guest, Todd Millis, will be on. Bob Condota. Troy Wins, our handicapper. Egan will be here. Jim will be here. We'll have you covered, but just no live show tomorrow. But it will be out at 10 a.m. on all platforms. We'll talk to you tomorrow. As always, promise to be better.
No shoes, no ties.
Anybody like to smoke some pot?
Yeah. I was born to lick your face. I was born to rub you, but you were born to rub me first. What do you need my address for? We like to send out a mailer. Mother of mercy, I don't speak Japanese!